All for one.
Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of All for One's podcast. This is your host, Barry Hogue from Manifest Records.
Papa Willie.
Damian, aka Catastrophe Cruz.
Alright, and this topic that we're going to bring forth to all of you guys is who belongs in the top 10. Basically, who's the GOAT and who belongs in that top 10. So we're going to jump right into this.
Of rappers, of course.
Well, yeah, rappers. I should have said that. My bad.
Yes.
Rappers.
Yes.
But alright, so who wants to throw out the first artist?
Well, I'm just going to say because we're all going to agree on this person, Jadakiss, right? That's a given.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, he don't belong in the top 10, no.
Are you serious, man?
Yeah, he don't.
Top 10 of
Top
all
10 of
time?
All time, nah.
How does he not belong in the top 10?
Because he's not, like, he got lyrics.
This man's a Yonker, just want to have that.
Nah, Jadakiss is one of my favorite rappers of all time. But if you're talking about top 10, like top 10, that means being versatile, commercial. You like, don't get me wrong, anything he lays his voice on turns basically to gold, but that's the thing. Basically, you know, the dude like outside of New York, if you went to China right now, everybody would know Drake. Nobody.
Are we talking about rappers as far as rap songs, or they could body anybody
We're
live?
talking about everything.
Everything.
Because
legacy.
Jay-Z and DMX had that, face-to-face battle, and they're two of the heavyweights of rap. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying, can you put like Common versus a Pusha T, and it's gonna have a great outcome type thing?
Well, it's not really about who versus who. It's kind of like
Because I can't see Jadakiss battling anybody face to face.
He may not, but like when it comes to, for example, if I had to say this, Mace would be over Jadakiss in the top 10 because
Oh, come on, man.
Nah, listen. I'm gonna explain why. Mace not only had, he had commercial success. He was lyrical. But
Harlem
Shouldn't
World
longevity
was-
be a factor here? Because Jadakiss
he has longevity, but he doesn't have the commercial success aspect.
Well,
Mace does.
Mace did. Mace didn't have the
his
longevity.
music doesn't transcend time.
At all.
Neither does Jadakiss.
Yes, it
Yeah,
does.
he does, man.
No, it
Jadakiss
doesn't.
stays current,
If you
bro.
throw him
No.
on a party, the champ is here.
Jadakiss,
Everybody's
you throw on
rocking
any
out.
feature and they'll be like, oh, Jadakiss.
You can throw him on any feature, but he's not. His music doesn't stand. His music does not stand the test of time. If you bring up, no, it doesn't.
I didn't expect this.
I didn't expect this either. I thought this was unanimous.
Yeah.
Nah, because I put a lot of thought into this.
Okay.
Think about it. DMX, for example. DMX, if you listen to a random movie, you can hear his music in there. You know he had lyrics. His catalog does stand the test of time because they still put it in movies. They still play it in commercials. They still put it in video games.
You can't go to a boxing
The champ
arena.
is here, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like,
And why was a commercially successful song too when it came out?
One commercially successful song.
No, he had plenty.
No,
Like,
he didn't.
What was
Jadakiss
that?
only had one. His second album didn't even do it. P's
Kiss
first
of Death
album,
wasn't hot.
it really wasn't.
Oh,
Kiss
It
of Death,
really wasn't.
I thought
it was a
Me
good album. It wasn't like a
personally,
great
I loved
album.
it.
I
No,
know that.
it wasn't. If you compare it to Styles P's first album, Styles P did better than
Gangsta and the Gentleman's better album.
It's a better album.
Yeah.
it is a better listen, but at the same time, his music, as far as commercial, like you can't really market Styles P that well.
You can't. But the same thing with Kiss.
You
he's
can
not.
market
you can
Kiss.
market-
You can market Kiss, but he's not commercially successful. You can throw him on the reason why everybody throws Kiss on a feature is because they know Kiss will kill it. But if you give Kiss to make his own album, it's just like, I need you to sell records. He's not pushing
never-
those
Yeah, but I
albums.
think, alright.
You never enjoyed any Kiss album.
No, I'm not saying that. Like I
He
said,
said it's
Kiss
one of
is
his
one
favorite
of my
rappers.
favorite
He's
rappers.
speaking objectively.
But if you're talking about,
I hate that we have to put commercial success.
Yeah. But here's the
in-
thing. That's probably the only thing he's lacking in. Like,
Yes.
if you're talking about lyrical ability,
No,
longevity,
even
battles
as-
with other MCs.
even as a songwriter, he's not a great songwriter.
Nah, man, I can't say
He's
that.
he's
man.
not.
He's not. He doesn't make commercially
This
successful
is
music, but he writes some good
mighty,
songs.
mighty
man.
deep.
That was even
That was a D-block.
Jadakiss. That was D-block.
Yeah.
He can't make a good song on his own. He can't.
The Champions here still is one of my favorite songs of all time.
But that started off as a freestyle. And then he turned it, and then he tried to turn it into a song, and it failed.
What?
I
love this.
Because he used it in Time's Up.
Yeah.
With Nate Dogg, and the song didn't do well. Whenever he makes a song, think of all the commercially successful songs that he had. Why?
Well, what do you call doing well? Is it selling 1 million like Lil Wayne, or what's doing well to you?
When I say song,
I feel like financially he's doing better than
I think that's a factor, but like I said, I literally think that's the only thing he's weak in is what he's saying is commercial success and maybe song structure. But everything else is like
lyricism. Definitely, he's phenomenal. I think he is like damn near #1 when it comes to lyricism, and people can fight me on that.
But I think that what you just said alone should put him in top 10 if it's talking about hip hop.
But
that's like presentation wise though he is lacking. He doesn't have a big personality.
He's not marketable. He's not marketable. Think about it. Like for him to stay relevant, he has to hop on mad people's tracks. He can't stay relevant on his own.
This really just lowered my
morale.
My morale right now.
Like I'm just
the wrong way to start off.
I'm gonna fight tooth and nail with that. We're gonna end up fighting tooth and nail with that. Maybe we put Jadakiss to the side for now and throw some other names.
Well, we love Jadakiss.
Yeah, I do. He's one of my favorite I'm from Yonkers. I love the Locks. I grew up on the Locks. Yeah. But speaking as a critic to music,
that's true. Like I'm a huge Big Pun fan. Big Pun is like one of the greats to me, but I wouldn't put him in this top 10 list.
Yeah,
I feel like his resume wasn't big enough. Just like I feel like Biggie's resume wasn't big enough to put him in top 10.
Resume, if we're talking about songs, Jadakiss probably has more tracks than like most rappers.
Absolutely.
He's been pushing out mixtapes.
But if we're talking versatility, Jadakiss isn't that versatile.
Think about it. It's the same thing with Fabulous. Why do you think everybody says, yo, I forgot Fab was hot. I forgot Fab can do this. I forgot. Because he's not, but he can't sing. And also,
anytime he comes into question, he reminds you though.
He reminds you, but his impact isn't there because that's another reason of being in the top 10. You gotta have impact. What impact did the Locks have? Diddy had more of an impact than the Locks.
You ask the kids nowadays, if they know of Jadakiss and they look you dead in the face and say, "Who's that?" That's when you know.
But then you might be able to eliminate half the guys. Well, maybe not.
Well, nah, because Jay-Z is still well known.
Everybody knows who Jay-Z is.
Now, Jay-Z, I feel 100% Jay-Z should be put in.
I agree with that.
Jay-Z, again, I was never a huge Jay-Z fan at all, but Jay-Z definitely should be on this list.
Yes.
So we're all going to agree that Jay-Z's on this list.
Because he was one of the only rappers who could produce a rap rock song and it came out right. Absolutely right.
But that's because he did it with Linkin Park too.
Linkin Park is so fire.
Yeah, exactly. But the thing is, the fact that they mixed it so well and it sold, like people who didn't even like rock was buying rock because of that album. So I definitely agree that Jay-Z,
so Jay-Z's on the top 10.
Jay-Z's definitely buying. Now the next person I'm gonna bring up, I don't know if it'll be unanimous, but Nas.
I'm going to put Nas on there, even though I think Jadakiss deserves more than Nas. But
as of recent, I've been hearing a lot of nonsense about Nas. Not about his little escapades and blah, blah, blah. About he has poor beat choices.
He's always had poor beat choices.
Well,
I think it's just his style. Like, he likes unique sounds.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna put him down because of beats.
Yeah.
But I will say, in my opinion, Nas hasn't had a great album since he had 2 great albums. He had, and to me they weren't phenomenal. I mean, Stillmatic, whatever. People say it's phenomenal. That's a great album.
I just feel like people had decided to choose whether it was Jay-Z or Nas. Most people chose Jay-Z.
Even though Nas, killed them. I mean, he coined the term ether, killing someone in a rap battle. You know what I'm saying? So,
but again, that's impact.
Jay-Z, and that's why Jay-Z belongs in the conversation because of his impact.
Nas definitely had impact. He definitely had a lot of commercial success. He definitely has lyrics. He's still current. On his own.
He's not current. Yes. He's not current. Come on, man. When was the last time we heard Nas on the radio or Nas anywhere? I mean, his last album was a straight flop. And before that, he had, like I said, to me, he hasn't had a great album. He had, Stillmatic, It Was Written. And then I Am was good. It wasn't great. If you cannot play through the whole I Am album, there's a lot of throwaways, in my opinion, on there. Mm-hmm. After that, that was really it. And that's my point about Jadakiss. If you want to compare Nas's longevity to Jadakiss, Jadakiss all the way up here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, longevity-wise, but like we said, there's other factors that keeps him from, like, if you were just like, yo, does Jadakiss belong in the as one of the greatest rappers lyrically of all time? I would immediately say yes.
But we're factoring in everything.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you know, or
I don't think Nas deserves to be in there. Me personally, I don't think he's versatile enough. With all those, because I'm not just speaking for myself, I'm speaking from what I hear, you know what I'm saying, from people as well, where it's just, there's complaint after complaint about he's just not, like, when you think of him versus Jay-Z, you would think, he won because of that one.
If he never ethered Jay-Z, he would never be in this discussion. That's what I think.
Yeah. That's a big possibility because, like you said, he coined the term ether.
I feel like he'd be another Lauryn Hill, where it's like, Lauren's nice, but she's not greatest of all time material.
And the thing is, you know, Nas, I'm just on the fence with Nas because I do agree, like, he does have poor beat choices, but at the same time, like, the ones that the hits that he did have, I'm just like, damn, you know, those beats was fire. You know. So lyrically, we all know Nas is lyrically nice. You know, there's no debate on that.
He's like one of those rappers that has good content.
But like you said, you know, he's not versatile enough. His longevity ain't there. His longevity is there business wise, but not musically. You know, and that's the thing. So I agree. Nas don't belong on the list then.
No, I feel like when he signed with Jay-Z, it kept a permanent thumb under. You know what I'm saying? Like Jay-Z was like, "Oh, now I can just crush you forever."
That's crazy.
Now.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, and I don't know how true that is. So I'm just like speaking as a spectator, but.
All right. Well.
All right. So we're not gonna put Nas on the list.
People are gonna kill us, but okay. I don't think Nas should be. I always thought again. We're gonna go back to Jadakiss.
I'm gonna put.
We'll save Jadakiss for the very last.
I'm gonna argue Snoop Dogg.
No.
In his prime, no. Snoop Dogg. No. Okay. All right, we're gonna skip Snoop Dogg. It's two against one. We're gonna skip.
Everybody has to respect Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg's one
I respect him, but music and
I feel like as of late he's trash and people forgot how nice he is.
That's like the last 2 decades.
I feel like in the '90s he was still popping.
So Pac obviously is on here, right? Are you guys gonna try to throw some curveballs and say Pac's not on here now?
Pac's not on there.
I'll get up and walk out of here. Please tell me how Tupac is not on here.
Well, no. I want you to explain to me why Tupac should be.
Tupac is basically a deity of hip hop. Tupac is like God of hip hop.
No, I feel like you have to pay homage to Tupac because he's one of the pioneers.
No, even when Tupac came on the scene and he was saying things that no other rappers really wanted to say.
I feel like
he was arguing against the general rap, thought process and everything.
You don't think he killed his own career by going to death row?
He probably did, but that's besides the point. All Eyes on Me, forget it. You can play that. That's a phenomenal album. One of the few.
That album makes me so sad because that album led to his death.
I know, but that's still a phenomenal album. One of the few albums to go diamond. Come on, that's Tupac's greatest hits is the only greatest hits album to ever go diamond as well.
Yeah, but Tupac after a while wasn't marketable anymore.
It doesn't matter marketable. Tupac has a legacy that is unmatched. Tupac can make songs about some thug stuff. Tupac can make songs about some love stuff, some political stuff.
I like Tupac as an artist, but how versatile is Tupac?
He's very versatile.
When's the last? What's his hottest love song?
His hottest love song?
Mm-hmm.
He didn't make love songs like that, but.
No. I'm just saying, if we're talking about greatest rapper of all time, your catalog has to be crisp.
His catalog is crisp, man. He has so many.
No, trust me, I like Tupac, but I'm just saying you have. If we're gonna take away from Kiss, who
I think he should be on there. Listen, come on.
You know what? We're gonna put Kiss on there.
No, we're not gonna put Kiss on there just to put Tupac.
Yeah.
No. Tupac has to be on here. You guys just said Jay-Z's on here. You're not gonna say Tupac's on here. Tupac is dead, so he can't even.
Jay-Z is amazing.
He's still alive. If Tupac was still alive, he'd be just as
No,
amazing.
I don't think so. I think he would have died.
Mm-hmm.
I think his career would have died.
How would he have died, guys? Do you realize when these men were alive, they started a coastal war between the rappers in the country, like New York, West? No other rappers have done that.
Which I agree. I agree with you. His impact was his impact was huge. He had the biggest one of the biggest impacts on hip hop. But besides his impact, because we're using everything collectively.
Yeah. What doesn't he have though? But tell me, what didn't Pac display that a great rapper of all time has to display?
Like LL Cool J, for instance. LL Cool J had bars. He had a great performance presence.
What was LL Cool J's? LL Cool J also is one of the few rappers to have a diamond album, so that's true. So go ahead.
He could battle, the best of them. He
had longevity. Mm-hmm. He stopped rapping to pursue movies. He didn't his career didn't die to where, and he started the whole movement with love songs. He was the OG when it comes. Right. If you wanted to hear a love song, you had to. I don't believe LL Cool J should be on this list.
But Tupac,
you don't believe. Because I was just going to fight for LL Cool J.
If you put LL Cool J on this list, you're not going to tell me LL Cool J belongs in this list and not Tupac. I will walk out of this room. Come on now.
I'm just saying, you'll find things from other artists that you can't find from Tupac.
But when you argue Jay-Z, you'll find things that you can't find from other artists from Tupac.
When you argue Jay-Z, he's had, and I guess.
And I think the
Jay-Z
biggest
has a very wide career,
and I think that's the reason I believe, and it's the same thing when it comes to Biggie. Their careers were too short.
But Tupac had a long career than Biggie. Biggie had a short career. But again, these guys were already making movements when they were alive. When they were alive, these guys were the two most dominant figures in the world.
It's not fair though, because then I could say, Kendrick Lamar belongs in that discussion.
Top 10?
Yeah, say he were to die tomorrow.
You have an argument if you want to put Kendrick Lamar in the top 10.
I kind of do.
But you have an argument. That's what I'm saying. It only took 2 albums for Biggie to show what he was about. When Biggie came on the scene, New York was losing all its everything. All the best rappers were on the West Coast. It was NWA, and it was Tupac, and Snoop Dogg, all these guys, right? And then Biggie came on the scene. He brought it back to New York. Biggie was holding New York on his back.
The problem is, though, I'll give you that argument, in the year of 2000, 2001, 2002. But we're in 2018, right?
He died before that.
Just hear me out. We're in 2018. In today's day and age,
you'll still see
you got to be able to switch up flows. Like every single song, Biggie came with the same exact.
Biggie had street stuff. He had lyrical stuff.
No, I'm not talking about his content. I'm talking about his flow.
He had all types. He had different flows too. He had the slow flow. He had the fast flow. He had all that.
Fast flow?
He had fast flow. He definitely had fast flow. Most of his Hypnotized. He not like Eminem, double time flow.
Yeah, nah, he ain't have nothing like that.
He can't switch it up though.
But come on, for that matter, you can say Jadakiss can't switch it up, or Nas, or most guys. Come on, you really gonna? It's blasphemous to say Tupac can't be in his top 10 list. Come on.
I'm not saying.
You know what? I really like Tupac. I can't.
See,
I can't put him in the list.
My thing is this:
if you don't have everything to offer, then you.
What does he have to offer? Love songs. So that's what you're going by. So if you can't make a love song, that's it.
Yeah, you got to be able to be the greatest.
But he's made love songs though.
You can't have a chink in your
No. He has made love songs. The thing
I'm talking about, as far as like a hit, you know what I'm saying?
Guys, this is gonna be like a 3 podcast long thing. I'm not gonna let these guys not put some of these guys on this list. That's crazy.
Well, like I said, with
all for one.